Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome the Royal Solomon Islands Police Band and the uniform groups. Give a big round of applause as we welcome the police band and the platoons and call out parade for parade maybe this morning. Thank you so much.
Yes, good morning Solomon Islands, good morning Honiara, good morning all 9 provinces where you may be represented here today watching these national celebrations marking our 46 years of independence anniversary. As George Hemi just mentioned him, right now unfolding before our very eyes is the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force and Correctional Services participants and uniform groups. Our make a way block into the field, onto the field now, and very shortly about march come towards the stages where Hemi set up here on the ground. And yes, we will announce to you a little bit later on the ceremony leaders or the leaders of the various platoons where make them up this fella parade now on the field marching before our very eyes. I can recognize George apart from the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force and Correctional Services participants are the uniform groups consisting of the Girl and Boy Scouts, the Girl Guides, and as well as the Pathfinders. Or now adding spices more to this parade this morning, make Hemi look so wonderful, so lovely and marvelous indeed. Yes, I will shortly hand over to our co-MC from the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force, who will provide later on taking me through what now actually happened with the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force, the Correctional Services and uniform groups as to make him way block onto the field right now. And of course the parade right now is led by the Royal Solomon Islands Police Band, where him not only consists of our local police officers no more, but also him consists of Australian Federal Police, where also joining our local police band officers, and him make him police band him look beautiful too, yeah. Mixture of our locals and of course from AFP.
Thank you again, Modi, as all the parade platoons play take up positions by me inviting Suhara from the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force for him introduce him now what the platoons blow you me. Thank you, Suhara.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we have our ceremonial Sergeant Commander for today, James Tommy, now taking up his position. Distinguished guests, just for our information, as you can see from left to right, we have Sergeant Platoon Commanders, Okata dress him up every platoon's bloiwi. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now we witness the platoon sergeants now taking up their position while awaiting the arrival of the parade second commander to take up his position. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we can see, we have Superintendent Derek Tenai, who is the second commander for today, taking up his position. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we can see, all the platoon commanders now taking up their positions. Please give them a round of applause. As we can see on the far left, we have the platoon commander for the RSIPF Mel, commanded by Inspector Amos Mebuna. Our second platoon for the Royal Solomon Island Police Force female is commanded by Inspector Doreen Vaya. Another center, we have the CSSI female platoon, commanded by Inspector Mother Alabai, and we have the 5th platoon from the CSSI male, inspected by David Newey. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we are witnessing the parade commander for today, Assistant Commissioner Simpson Pokeva is now taking up his position. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we can see, our parade commander for today, Assistant Commissioner Simpson Pokeva, will soon be commanding the colors to take up the position. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, shall I ask all to stand for the marching of the colors. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, by me now waiting the arrival of our VIPs very shortly. So please just listen out as our VIPs arrive. We shall announce their arrivals to you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I now announce the arrival of the Honiara City Lord Mayor, Councillor Eddie Siapu. Please make welcome the Honiara's Lord City Mayor, Councillor Eddie Siapu. Give him a big round of applause, please. And yes, the Honiara City Mayor is led by Solomon Islands Police Commissioner, Mr. Mostin Mangau, to welcome the dignitaries on their arrival. Ladies and gentlemen, I now announce the arrival of the Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Ezekiel Wabe Jr. and Mrs. Wabe. And we just received him information that he's yet to arrive, so we shall wait a few more minutes and then we will come back to the announcement once again. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, the Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Ezekiel Babe Jr. and Mrs. Babe now arrives. And they will be met by the Chief of Protocol and escorted them to the Honiara City Lord Mayor, Councillor Eddie Siapu, and the Royal Solomon Islands Police Commissioner, Mr. Mosting Mangau, and escorted them to their seats. Please make welcome the Honourable Minister, Mr. Babe and Madam Babe. Attention, ladies and gentlemen, as we now welcome the arrival of Solomon Islands Christian Association Seika representative, Reverend Dr. Edward Kolohai and Mrs. Kolohai. And Mr. Kolohai is met by the Chief Protocol and escorted to the Honiara City Lord Mayor and the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force Commissioner, and he will be escorted to the ceremonial platform. We are now waiting the arrival of the Attorney General, Mr. John Muria Jr. and Mrs. Muria. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome the Attorney General, Mr. John Moria Jr. and Mrs. Moria. Now we are waiting for the arrival of the Chief Justice, His Lordship Sir Albert Rocky Palmer and Lady Palmer. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the arrival of Chief Justice, His Lordship Sir Albert Rocky Palmer, KTCBE, and Lady Palmer. Very shortly, ladies and gentlemen, we shall witness the arrival of the Speaker of the National Parliament, Mr. Patterson Oti and Madam Oti. Attention please, we now welcome the arrival of the Speaker of the National Parliament, Mr. Patterson Oti and Madam Oti. Please give them a round of applause, please. Now we are waiting upon the arrival of the Prime Minister, Honorable Jeremiah Manele. And ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating the 46th independence anniversary of the country. And I would like to say thank you so very much to each and every one of you for making it to the National Stadium this morning to be part of this celebration. As part of the main celebrations this morning towards the end of the program, the organizing committee of the 46th Independence Anniversary has organized for you some entertainments, and that will be put on by various cultural groups from in and around the country. And there will be a display of our national flag by various youth groups from various churches in Honiara, so please sit quietly, relax as you watch the activities unfold before our eyes. Apart from this Falau program here at the National Stadium, there's another program organized for you. That will be at the Youth Hub, just opposite the multipurpose hall at Los Santama, and that will feature cultural performances, live and string bands. That will be around 1 o'clock this afternoon until 6 p.m. So if you have nothing much to do later on this afternoon, you can also make your way straight after this program and enjoy the entertainments that will be happening at the Youth Hub at the opposite the multipurpose hall. In the meantime, thank you so much for coming to the National Stadium this morning. I'm sure all of us, you may come here, you may like for NGM this for a day because it's National Day below you may. So yes, if you may meet him someone where you never meet him before, and sit down side lo you, him good you, say happy 46th Independence Anniversary as we are here to celebrate our National Day. Ladies and gentlemen, may I kindly ask all of us to please rise? I now have the honor and privilege to announce the arrival of the Prime Minister, Honorable Jeremiah Manele, and he is met by the Chief of Protocol and escorted to the Honiara City Lord Mayor and the Commissioner of Police. The Prime Minister is now escorted by the Commissioner of Police to the dais for the general salute. The Prime Minister descends the dais and escorted to the ceremonial platform to take up his seat. Now we shall wait upon the arrival of the outgoing Governor General of Solomon Islands, Sir David Bunagi. He will be met upon his arrival by the Chief of Protocol, the Honiara City Lord Mayor, and Commissioner of Police. So ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, on the eastern side, National Stadium, are the warriors from the beautiful Gala Islands. Ogata stand ready as Ogatana Baba escort him the arrival of the Governor General-elect, whom today Baba Hemi Tekem swearing in Blahem. And of course, Bahemi take him up office for the Governor General for the next 4 years. Please all be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, very shortly we shall witness the arrival of the outgoing Governor General. Please all rise. As we now witness the arrival of the outgoing Governor General of Solomon Islands, Sir David Bunagi. And he is now escorted to the VIP platform. Please be seated. Now we are awaiting the arrival of the Governor General Designate of Solomon Islands, Reverend David T. Kapu and Madam Kapu. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we wait for this time is the arrival of the Governor General Designate of Solomon Islands, Reverend David T. Kapu and Madam Kapu. And for your information, Babahemi arrived on northern side of the National Stadium, where Babahemi met by all the warriors, where all the already stand by on the running tracks here. And Baba Ota escorted him up to where Baba Ota hands him over to the government. The Governor General Designate, as you may say, is from Gala Islands, Central Islands Province. And therefore, the warriors, where you look him there, and the dancers, they are all young people from Central Islands Province as well. Just an announcement for the general public no more. The eastern wing of the National Stadium is already fully occupied. So if you make your way below you inside the National Stadium, please make your way to the western wing of the National Stadium to find a seat. Western wing lo National Stadium is still empty. So if you come inside, please make your way to that wing for find a seat lo there. As the eastern wing of the National Stadium already full. An entrance is at the eastern part of the National Stadium. So if you're coming up from the western end, make your way to the eastern gate for you to come inside the National Stadium.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all rise for the arrival of the Governor General Designate of Solomon Islands, Reverend David Diva Kapu and Madam Kapu.
A round of applause, please, for the dancers and the warriors who are escorting the Governor General Designate of Solomon Islands, Reverend David Tiva Kapu and Madam Kapu.
the Lord Mayor of Honiara City, Honorable Edisiapu, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and Solomon Islands. From the northern navigation stars of Malaita to the southern cross of Renville, the Makira, Ulawa, Isabel, Chorzel, and Guadalcanal provinces, and Honiara City Council, the fringings of our beloved archipelago. To the tips of Temotu and Vatu, the rising sun of our east, to the western beautiful sunsets of our Solomon Islands, the core, our central islands of Gela, Savo, and Russells, the heart of the British Solomon Islands Protectorate, the home of early missionaries, economic powerhouse of planters and traders, the first resident commissioner, Charles Woodford, the first capital, the first fishing cannery plant, all but to be seen now as legacies of yesterday. But Central Islands is happy to note that the Solomon Island government has not forgotten us. It is the call of your choice that we have come. 46 on, and after our national independence, as a sovereign nation, Solomon Islands now has given the Central Islands the opportunity to take on the most prestigious and highest office of responsibility and duty as the next ceremonial head of the state, representing the British monarch and its Commonwealth of Nations. The Central Islands, with humble respect, are very honored to present to the government and the people of Solomon Islands, our Russells, Savo, and Galasa. Reverend David Tivakapu, to hold and uphold our Westminster democracy, to serve the people, the King, and duty to God. Go, Reverend David, our Central Islands son, God.
Ladies and gentlemen, now by me witnessing the Governor General designate, by me escorted now Golo stage for the other part of this fellow program, where by me happen a little bit later on this fellow morning. Please be seated. And now the Commissioner of Police invites the Honiara City Lord Mayor, Edward Siapu, to the dais to deliver his welcome speech.
Your Excellency, Right Reverend Sir David Wunagi, outgoing Governor General, Governor General designate Rev. David Tiwa Kapu and Madam Kapu, the Prime Minister, Honorable Jerry Maya Manele, MP, the Honorable Speaker, Mr. John Patson Oti and Madam Oti, Your Lordship, Justice Sir Albert Palmer and Lady Palmer, Deputy Prime Minister, Cabinet Ministers, Head of Diplomatic Missions, Leader of Opposition, Leader of Independent Group, Deputy Speaker, Members of Parliament, Head of International Organization, Provincial Premiers, Head of Churches, Head of Private Sector, Head of NGOs, Constitutional Post Holders, Senior Government Officials, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 46th anniversary of our beloved country, Solomon Islands. It is with great honor and pride that I stand before you as the Lord Mayor of Honiara City, especially at such a transformative time for our nation. Our theme for this year's celebration, charting a united and transformative future together, perfectly encapsulates the spirit of our journey forward. First, let me extend my heartfelt congratulations to the Prime Minister, Jeremiah Malele, Deputy Prime Minister, and the Government of National Unity and Transformation, DNUT, for your resounding success in the recent joint national general election. Your leadership marks a new chapter for our country, and we look forward to the positive changes and developments that lie ahead. I also wish to congratulate all members of parliaments, MPs, provincial premiers, and members of the provincial assemblies for your commitment and dedication. Your collective efforts are vital in fostering a harmonious and progressive society. To my fellow Honiara City Councillors, your unwavering support and tireless work in saving our city are truly commendable. Together, we have the power to bring about significant and positive transformation for our communities. This anniversary is a celebration of our country's rich history and an opportunity to reflect on our shared goals and aspirations. As we navigate the challenges of the present and the future, let us remember that unity is our greatest strength. By working together, we can create a society that thrives on innovation and sustainability. As we look back on our shared journey, we see the strength in our unity and the strides we've made. Today, we stand poised to embrace a future filled with innovation and collaboration. Let us continue to work hand in hand, fostering inclusivity and driving transformative change. Together, we will build a brighter, more prosperous future for all. To conclude, I urge each one of you to embrace this vision of a united and transformative future. Let us continue to support one another and strive towards a society that we can all be proud of. Thank you for all your dedication, and let's celebrate this milestone with hope and determination. Happy 46th anniversary, Honiara, Solomon Islands. May God bless Solomon Islands from shore to shore. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That one now have me opening speech below the Lord Mayor of Honiara City Council, Councillor Edward Siapu. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you may now proceed on with the swearing-in ceremony and taking of oaths of allegiance and oath of office by the Governor General Designate Reverend David Tiva Kapu. I now have the honor and pleasure to invite the Private Secretary to the Governor General, Mr. Rockcliffe Ziza, for the opening remarks of the swearing-in ceremony. Thank you, Ziza.
Thank you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next part of the program, which is the swearing-in of the elected Governor General, His Excellency Reverend David Tiva Kapu. Briefly, Reverend David Tiva Kapu was elected by the National Parliament of Solomon Islands on Monday, 17th of June 2024. He was appointed by the head of state, His Majesty the King, in accordance with an address from Parliament pursuant to Section 27, subsection 1 of the Constitution. He was duly appointed by His Majesty the King on a Royal Commission of Appointment on 27th day of June 2024, on which it was stated that the Royal Commission will take effect on the 7th day of July 2024. This morning we will witness His Excellency Reverend David Tiva Kapu as Governor General for the Solomon Islands for the next 5 years, taking the oath of allegiance and the oath for the due execution of the office of the Governor General before His Lordship, the Chief Justice, Sir Albert Rocky Palmer. The swearing-in this morning is made pursuant to Section 29 of the Constitution of Solomon Islands. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now shortly witness His Excellency the Governor General take and subscribe the oath of allegiance and the oath of office before the Honorable Chief Justice of the High Court of Solomon Islands, Sir Albert Rocky Palmer, to fulfill the requirement of Section 29 of the Constitution. However, before taking the oath, the Royal Commission of Appointment, which was signed by His Majesty the King of Solomon Islands, will be read out by the Honorable Attorney General. May I now kindly invite the Honorable Attorney General to please come forward to read the Royal Commission of Appointment.
Signed, King Charles III. By the grace of God, King of Solomon Islands, and his other realms and territories, head of the Commonwealth. To our trusty and well-beloved His Excellency Reverend David Tiva Kapu, upon whom has been conferred the dignity of Master of Theology. Greeting. We do, by this our commission, under our sign, manual and sign it, and in accordance with the address of the National Parliament of Solomon Islands, dated 17th July 2024, appoint you, the said Reverend David Tiva Kapu, to be our Governor General under Section 27(1) of the Constitution of the Democratic and Sovereign State of Solomon Islands for a term of 5 years, with all the powers, rights, privileges, and advantages to the said office belonging or appertaining. And further, we do hereby appoint that this our commission shall take effect on the 7th day of July 2024, and shall thereupon supersede the commission under our signed manual and signet bearing the 7th day of July 2019, appointing our trustee and well-beloved His Excellency Sir David Vuiri Okete Vunagi, upon whom has been conferred the dignity of a Knight Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of St. John, Bachelor of Education, Master of Theology. And we do hereby command and singular our officers and loving subjects in Solomon Islands and all other whom it may concern to take due notice hereof and give their ready obedience accordingly. Given at our court of St. James this 27th day of June 2024, in the 2nd year of our reign, King Charles III. Commission appointing His Excellency Reverend David Tiva Kapu, Master of Theology, to be Governor General of Solomon Islands.
A round of applause for the Royal Commission of Appointment. Now, the oath-taking ceremony. May I now kindly invite His Excellency Reverend David Tiva Kapu to take your oaths before the Honorable Chief Justice, His Lordship Sir Albert Rocky Palmer.
Reverend David Tiva Kapu, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors, according to law. So help me God. I, Reverend David Tiva Kapu,
do swear that I will well and truly serve His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors in the office of the Governor-General of Solomon Islands. So help me God.
Thank you, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes the formalities on the official swearing-in ceremony of His Excellency Reverend David Tiva Kapu, the Governor-General of Solomon Islands. Thank you, everyone, for coming and to witness this important ceremony. And can we give a round of applause again for our new Governor-General of Solomon Islands? Thank you, and may I now kindly invite our distinguished guests in the ceremonial platform to take your seats at the VIP area as we continue with the program.
Thank you very much, Private Secretary, Block Government House, Mr. Rockcliffe Ziza, and that will now concluding the swearing-in ceremony. The Governor-General of Solomon Islands, Reverend David Tiva Kapu. Very shortly, Bye-bye Commissioner of Royal Solomon Islands Police Force, Mr. Motstin Mangau, by inviting the new Governor-General of Solomon Islands to the dais for the royal salute.
All stand, please. Now, Parade Commander, Mr. Simpson Pugeava. By him inviting His Excellency, the Governor-General. to inspect the guard of honor. All be seated, please.
All right, that one now have me conclude him inspection below guard of honor. And His Excellency the Governor General is escorted back to the dais.
And now His Excellency the Governor General is escorted back to his seat. Please be seated. And now the national flag bearers exit parade, march off, and take up position at the foot of the dais. And now the flag bearers will march in with the flag to be blessed. And carrying the national flag are the maritime officers. Please give them a big round of applause. May I ask everyone to please rise for the blessing of the flag.
May I ask everyone to remain for a minute of silence, just to remember those who have departed this life. May their soul rest in peace with the Lord. May I now invite the people of this country, Solomon Islands, to join me in prayer. Let us pray. God, our Father, giver of life, we entrust the Solomon Islands to your loving care. Bless our Governor General, the Prime Minister, the members of the Cabinet, the leader and members of the opposition, the leader and members of the independent group, all provincial premiers and their assembly members, all chiefs and church leaders, and our people. You are the rock on which this nation was founded. You alone are the true source of our cherished rights. Reclaim this nation for your glory and dwell among our people. In this, we uplift this country to you, O Lord, our Savior and our Redeemer. Gracious Father, where your Spirit is, there is freedom. Your word says, "Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord." As we celebrate the 46th independence anniversary of our country, Solomon Islands, we pray for your grace and mercy to descend upon the flag that we have before us. Sanctify it in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And now the flag bearers march off with the flag to a flagpole to the southern part of the National Stadium. And Reverend Dr. Edward Kolohai is escorted back to his seat. Please remain standing as the Governor General and the Honorable Prime Minister are invited by the Commissioner of Police to the dais to take up position facing the national flag at the southern end of the National Stadium. Now the national flag bearers take up position at the foot of the main pole. All parade participants, dignitaries, invited guests, and members of the public, please turn right, left, facing the main flag pole, whilst the national flag is raised at the main pole. Now the police band will play the Solomon Islands national anthem while the national flag is raised at the main pole. And now the Prime Minister, Honorable Jeremiah Manele, will give 3 happy cheers for the government and the people of Solomon Islands.
Let us give 3 happy cheers for the government and people of Solomon Islands. Hip hip, pray. Hip hip, pray. Hip hip, pray.
At the southern end of the National Stadium, you may witness him. Balloons flown on air.
Yeah. And now the Honorable Prime Minister and His Excellency are escorted back to their seats. And all be seated, please. distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Prime Minister, Honorable Jeremiah Manele, will now deliver his national address on the occasion of the 46th Independence Anniversary to the nation, followed by the announcement of Independence Honors and Awards 2024. Please be seated.
The Governor General of Solomon Islands, Honorable Reverend David Tiva Kapu and Madam Kapu, the former Governor General of Solomon Islands, His Excellency Sir David Vunagi, Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Patson Oti and Madam Oti, the Honorable Chief Justice, Sir Albert Rocky Palmer and Lady Palmer, the Deputy Prime Minister, Honorable Bradley Tovasia and Madam Tovasia, Ministers of the Crown and your spouses, Leader of the Official Opposition, Honorable Matthew Wale and Madam Wale, Leader of the Independent Members, Honorable Peter Kenlora Jr. and Madam Kenny Lorea, Members of Parliament and your spouses, the Attorney General and Madam Maria, the Commissioner of Police and Madam Mangao, constitutional post holders and your spouses, provincial premiers and members of provincial assemblies, the Lord Mayor of Honiara City, Councillor Siapu, and all Honiara councillors, senior government officials, heads and members of the Diplomatic Corps, representatives of our development partners, representatives of international and regional organizations, heads of statutory organizations, representatives of Solomon Islands Christian Association and Solomon Islands Full Gospel Association, church leaders and clergies, chairmen, executive, and members of the Solomon Islands Chamber of Commerce and Industries, representatives of civil society and community-based organizations, traditional chiefs and community leaders, fellow Solomon Islanders and friends of Solomon Islands, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Good morning, Solomon Islands, and happy 46th Independence Anniversary celebrations. Let me first pay tribute to the traditional owners of the land we now gather, and the traditional owners of all the land that the government of Solomon Islands has used to deliver services to the people of this country. Allow me to congratulate the Governor General of Solomon Islands, Rev. David Tiva Kapu and Madam Kapu, for his appointment as the Governor General representing the head of state of Solomon Islands, King Charles III. Let me also thank His Excellency, the former Governor General of Solomon Islands, His Excellency David Vunagi and Madam Vunagi, for his astute leadership and guidance of our nation during his tenure as the Governor General of our country. Your Excellency, I wish you and Lady Vunagi God's blessings for your future endeavors. My fellow citizens of Solomon Islands, men, women, boys, and girls throughout our beautiful God-given country, I bring you warm greetings and congratulations as we celebrate our 46th Independence Anniversary. Today, Solomon Islanders across our beloved nation are celebrating this significant occasion, commemorating the day in which our forefathers and foremothers obtained our political independence. I acknowledge and thank Solomon Islanders living in other countries who are also celebrating our 46th Independence Anniversary with us, especially our seasonal and labor mobility workers and students overseas. I extend my greetings
to those listening in and watching from our hospitals, including those who are incarcerated, our thoughts and prayers are with you. Fellow Solomon Islanders, 46 years ago, Solomon Islands joined the global community as a politically independent nation. Our forefathers and foremothers made a commitment to themselves and to future generations of Solomon Islanders that we alone are responsible for our destiny. Today I stand before you all to reaffirm this commitment. The past 46 years had not been easy. We faced many challenges, but we have pulled through, thanks to our Almighty God and the tremendous support we received from our partners who held our hands in our times of need to ensure we can still determine and reach our destiny, a united, resilient, and economically transformed country. Fellow citizens, my election as Prime Minister, the Government of National Unity and Transformation has launched its 100 Days program and its policy statement. We have also concluded the first meeting of the 12th Parliament. Fellow Solomon Islanders, the Government for National Unity and Transformation is implementing its 100 Days program and monitoring the rate of implementation. I'm happy to inform you today that even as I speak, we are making good progress. At the same time, we are also consulting with all ministries to draw up the translation and implementation strategy of the government's policy statement for the next 4 years. Several leaders from the region and afar have visited our country and spoke to me via telephone early in the 100 Days program, including the Deputy Prime Minister of Papua New Guinea, Honorable John Rosso, who was the first foreign leader to visit and congratulated me and the government within 24 hours of my election as Prime Minister. The Minister of Police of Papua New Guinea, the Honorable Peter Samalili Jr., and the PNG Commissioner of Police, Sir David Manning, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of New Zealand, the Right Honourable Winston Peters, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defence of Australia, Honourable Richard Miles, the US Ambassador to Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands, His Excellency Anne-Marie Yatshop, the Representative, the Ameris Babul Bera, Ranking Member of Congress, House Foreign Affairs Committee, the Foreign Minister of Australia, Honourable Senator Penny Wong, Honourable Isiwara, Special Envoy of the Japanese Prime Minister, His Excellency Qian Bo, People's Republic of China Special Envoy for the Pacific, His Excellency Baron Waga, the Pacific Islands Forum Secretary General paid his first official visit after taking up his post in Suva. The Australian Prime Minister, Honourable Anthony Albanese, and the US Deputy Secretary of State, His Excellency Kurt Campbell, made congratulatory telephone calls. We also received congratulatory letters from Pacific Islands Forum leaders and leaders of several Commonwealth and partner countries. The Prime Minister of the Republic of Vanuatu, the Honourable Charlotte Salwai Tabimasmas, was the first Prime Minister to visit Solomon Islands following the formation of the Government for National Unity and Transformation. Fellow citizens, within the first 100 days in office, we have opened the Sege Airport and have also signed an agreement with Australia for the rehabilitation of the South Road in Malaita Province. We have also signed the agreement for work to start with the tar sealing or sealing of Auki Town Road. Fellow citizens, I visited Australia as guest of the Australian government 2 weeks ago. I had very fruitful discussions with the Australian Prime Minister, the Honourable Anthony Albanese, and senior members of his cabinet. As expressed in my press conference upon my arrival in Honiara, the state visit to Australia was a success. One of the issues we discussed, which is of great interest to our young people, was the Pacific Australia Labour Mobility Scheme. We visited a production plant in Brisbane and met with some of our young Solomon Islanders working in the processing plant that sends 7 million chicken sirloin sausages annually to Solomon Islands. We currently have approximately 8,000 workers in Australia, and we hope to increase our number to 16,000 by 2028. Fellow citizens, air travel between countries are guided by air services agreement between countries. I'm happy to inform you that on 2nd July 2024, Solomon Islands and New Zealand foreign ministers signed an updated air services agreement. This modernized agreement caters for the new realities of the aviation industry and further strengthens people-to-people contact and trade. I'm also pleased to inform you that Solomon Airlines is already operating 2 weekly flights through Port Vila to New Zealand and is considering adding a 3rd flight. Having air services agreements in place makes travel easier for our citizens. It strengthens the platforms for increased tourism, trade, and economic exchanges. It also facilitates the movement of RSC workers from Solomon Islands to New Zealand and vice versa, thereby benefiting both economies and contributing to the prosperity of our countries. Fellow Solomon Islanders, as alluded to earlier, labour mobility presents a unique development opportunity for Solomon Islands, especially at a time when most of our young people are unemployed. Currently, we have more than 20,000 people entering the labour market each year, competing for less than 4,000 jobs. More than 16,000 young people are unemployed each year, or 100,000 unemployed youths every 6 years. Labour mobility offers Solomon Islands a short-term solution for employment. It also enables our young people to gain new knowledge and experience they could apply on their return. However, the most immediate and important benefit is to the individuals and their families. As a result of savings, the labour mobility workers make and send home to their families or to start businesses when they return. So far, our workers have sent home remittances of more than 250 million Solomon dollars. The National Labour Mobility Policy is currently being updated for the period 2024 to 2028. The new policy will focus on improving processes for smooth operation and facilitation of labour mobility programs and increasing the participation from underrepresented provinces. Solomon Islands is enjoying a productive year in labour mobility. We have already, as I've said, achieved the 8,000 workers target set for 2024, and we expect to reach 16,000 workers by 2028. Fellow citizens, a central premise of the Government for National Unity and Transformation is the successful preparation for market access opportunities. During the first 100 days, the government is already collaborating with the private sector and smallholder farms. Over the past month, we welcomed to our shores a New Zealand private sector delegation and cocoa buyers from all corners of the globe, interested to see what Solomon Islands has to offer in terms of business and investment opportunities. Additionally, we sent a group of our women cocoa producers and stakeholders to New Zealand to build a greater connection with boutique cacao buyers of New Zealand and promotion of Solomon Islands as an agri-tourism destination. Trade and investment is a vehicle to reinvigorate growth, inspire diversification of opportunities, and catalyze partnerships with the private sector. Fellow Solomon Islanders, as it is with most countries in the Asia-Pacific region, China is our largest trading partner. We have made great strides in progressing market access opportunities with the People's Republic of China, with exports already possible for several products, including noni juice, roasted cocoa, and other value-added chocolate products, roasted coffee, and sawn timber. We are expanding this list of products and have in the past week finalized takes-based discussions on product-specific sanitary and phytosanitary protocols that will pave way for exports of any aquatic products captured in wild or cultured aquatics such as seaweed, and roasted cocoa and coffee beans, and spices such as turmeric, ginger, and chili. This afternoon, I will be leading a high-level delegation to China, accompanied by several ministers. We hope to finalize and sign the memorandums of understanding during this visit to enable Solomon Islands to trade directly with China on these 4 additional product categories. We will continue to expand the commodities that we will export to China. We hope our farmers in the rural areas can earn money by exporting these products to China. We are trying to expand our economic base to involve the agriculture and fisheries sectors in international trade. As you will all know, our narrow economic base is very vulnerable to external economic shocks. Therefore, this government is trying to broaden our economic base. To that end, we will be hosting a National Economic Summit at the end of this month. I understand that the theme for this summit has been approved by the Ministry of Finance and Treasury. The theme is fostering transformative, resilient, sustainable economic growth and inclusive development. Invitations will be issued to all stakeholders across all sectors to participate in this summit. The discussion and presentation will be focusing, but not limited to the following areas. Number 1, present and summarize the current economic situation of the country and identify the primary barriers to productive growth in the economy. Secondly, recommend courses of action to addressing barriers or impediments to growth. Thirdly, facilitate
discussion to identify growth initiatives. Fourth, foster collaboration between the government, private sector, and development partners to develop and partner in implementing actionable strategies. Fifth, formulate a plan to draft a national economic development roadmap tailored to specific sectors. The expected outcome of the National Economic Summit are: one, enhanced understanding of the key drivers and barriers to growth in the country. Second, clear action points the government can implement over the short to medium term to achieve higher rates of growth in the post-pandemic recovery. Development of a framework for ongoing dialogue and collaboration among the stakeholders. Fellow citizens, we have witnessed a more globalized environment that is presenting new challenges and opportunities for Solomon Islands. Our government's policy of friends to all and enemy to none paves the way to tackle these challenges and harness human development, enhance productive capacity and trade to achieve our development aims. To enhance our chances for success in the global trading environment, we have started work on our first ever national export policy that will help to shape our ability to export commodities in this evolving global economic environment and set a path towards diversification and a subsequent industrialization policy. The principles underlying these institutional and policy guidelines will guide policymakers to enhance the role of trade as a key driver to economic growth, as well as to raise the level of human development and improve living standards for Solomon Islanders. Fellow Solomon Islanders, the theme for this year's celebrations is charting our united and transformative future together. I believe this theme is timely and relevant. The theme foresees a future that can only be achieved if we genuinely work together. A future that embodies a nation that experiences joy, peace, progress, and prosperity. A future that is transformative and only made possible through our unity as one people and one nation. To achieve the future we want, all Solomon Islanders must unite, work together, and transform our country. Fellow Solomon Islanders, only one thing can stop us from achieving national unity and transformation. That is political instability. We must not allow this to happen. There is more that binds us than what divides us. Today, I appeal to each and every Solomon Islander, men or women, boys or girls, young or old, that we must put God first and our nation next before our own interests. If we do this, we will see a nation that is stable. A stable nation is a prosperous one. Fellow citizens, political stability is very important prerequisite for development. This is very clear in the past 5 years under the Democratic Coalition Government for Advancement. We have witnessed how adversity have united our nation and how such unity has enabled our country to achieve great things under the DCJ government. Lest we forget, the COVID-19 pandemic brought our economy down. As if this
was not enough, the November 2021 riots and civil unrest that resulted in the looting and burning of more than 50% of our economic infrastructure has brought our economy to a near standstill. Businesses that used to pay taxes no longer pay taxes because they no longer operate. This is money lost to the country, money that can be used to buy medicines for our health centers. However, through these adversities, our people united and rallied together to lift our country up again. Our collective response as a nation to the COVID-19 pandemic, standing together in our fight against the disease, demonstrated the power of a nation with one unified objective: to win the fight against COVID-19. Our response to the destruction done by the November 2021 riot was again remarkable. We came together as one nation and one people to condemn the criminal acts of a few people. It is my duty to remind our people that taking the law into your own hands is not the answer. Rioting, looting, and burning properties is never the answer. We must realize this and put a stop to this kind of attitude. We are only destroying our country and people. Nothing good will come out of such irresponsible attitude. The 2023 Pacific Games, which was the largest and the best Pacific Games ever held, was a festival of unity that brought all of us together behind Team Solomon. The Games and its infrastructure transformed our nation. It also transformed the way people think, and it brought pride and joy to our nation and our people. Never before had our nation embarked upon and successfully delivered the single largest sporting event in the Pacific. The peaceful, transparent, and secure joint provincial and Honiara city elections clearly demonstrate a united and transformed nation. We had a voter turnout of more than 80%, which demonstrated democracy is well and truly alive in our country. The way that our people came together, worked together, and behaved in the events I highlighted above portray the principles underpinning the Government for National Unity and Transformation. Fellow Solomon Islanders, the government is now only about 2 months old. However, reports have reached us that there are some people trying to create political instability. I urge all Solomon Islanders and all members of Parliament to put the national interest of our country first. This is a critical time in our journey as a country. We must be vigilant against influences that seek only to destroy our country. Fellow citizens, our Christian faith, value, and diversity in culture, heritage, and tradition define who we are as individuals and collectively as a nation. They define our character and underpin our integrity as a people and nation. Our diverse heritage must be celebrated because it tells us that we are a country comprised of many islands and separated by sea, but connected by history, tradition, blood ties, intermarriage, the church, and the government. Our common heritage and our faith in our Creator is what holds us together, culturally and spiritually. Whilst other nations may have
different practice or sets of values, we must not allow others to impose their values on us. Let me now thank each and every one of you, every father, mother, sisters, sons, and daughters of our beloved nation, for your continuous and unwavering support, belief, commitment, dedication, and prayers for the government of national unity and transformation, and for our wonderful country, Solomon Islands. My government is and will always be eternally grateful to you all. Thank you, Thomas. As always, I would like to say thank you to our public servants. The political government does not have the capacity to implement its policies. It only makes policies. It is the public service that implements policies. I will continue to impress upon you, as former prime ministers have always done during their Independence Day speeches, that you are the government in residence, the tip of the spear in implementing government policy. This country cannot move forward without your hard work, sacrifice, and passion. Our children and country deserves the best out of you and nothing less. Please continue to discharge your duties with integrity and humility. Serving the public is a high calling that requires patriotism from our public servants. I also pay tribute to your families, without whom you will not be able to serve. Having said this, I also understand that people are complaining about some public servants not performing their tasks dutifully or demanding money before doing their jobs. I urge members of the public that come across public servants with this kind of behavior to report these to the relevant authorities so that these public servants can be disciplined. All public servants must treat our people well with respect and integrity. They must abide by our national motto, to lead is to serve. To the private sector, I pay tribute to you. Despite the economic challenges we face, you continue to be our beacon of hope in driving our economy forward. You are the engine that drives our economy. The country is indebted to your contribution. I promise that I and my government will work with you to drive our country forward. The government's door is always open to you, and I hope that our relationship will continue to grow from strength to strength as we jointly navigate the challenges before us. To our bilateral and multilateral development partners, I thank you with all my heart for your continuing support. You have indeed stepped up and assisted our country in many unprecedented ways. Without you, Solomon Islands would not be where it is now. As a nation, we would like to register our heartfelt gratitude for your partnership in good and in difficult times to help our people and country over the years and years to come. Thank you too much. To our churches, you are the shoulder on which we lean upon during our trying times, the glue that holds this nation together. You are the moral compass of this country, and your prayers and faith has indeed been a source of strength and inspiration for me and my government. I commit myself and my government to work in partnership with you in ways that you will be active partners in moving our country forward, and not only in attending events to deliver opening and closing remarks for the events, but your role in nation building is invaluable and truly appreciated. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let us continue to serve God and our people and uplift
our nation together. Fellow Solomon Islanders, let us all rise up together and save our country and people to the best of our abilities. I would like to remind us of the often quoted statement by late President John F. Kennedy, made and was paraphrased by the former Prime Minister in his 45th independence speech. And I quote, "In your hands, my fellow citizens, more than mine, will rest the final success or failure of our country and future." End of quote. Since this country gained independence, each generation of Solomon Islanders has been summoned to give testimony to its national loyalty and unity. Now more than ever, we are summoned again, not to go into battle with each other, but to rise as one people and save our country, despite the adversities that we face and despite the common enemies we face, such as poverty, disease, and conflict. We must resist any message of disunity. We must unite as we go forward and transform our country together. I call on all of us to unite as one people and one nation and rise together in service to our God and to our country and overcome our challenges as one people. Fellow citizens of Solomon Islands, we are truly blessed and fortunate to enjoy and live in a peaceful country. I thank our Almighty Father in heaven for his never-ending love, guidance, protection, and blessings, because without him we are nothing, and we will not be where we are as a people and as a nation. Solomon Islands is and will always be a Christian country with strong conviction and faith, and it is in God that we put our faith in. Fellow Solomon Islanders, I have faith in our country, people, our children, and our future. We have been resilient over the years. I want to see a resilient, peaceful, united, and transformed Solomon Islands for our children and their children. Fellow citizens, it is our collective duty, not only as leaders, but as parents and as Solomon Islanders, to ensure that we, the current generation of leaders and Solomon Islanders, leave behind a legacy that we can be collectively proud of, a legacy of a country that is resilient, peaceful, united, transformed, and fulfill the vision expressed in our national anthem of joy, peace, progress, and prosperity for the future generations who are our children, and their children's children to enjoy. Let me close by once again thanking all Solomon Islanders throughout the country, those of you gathered here, those listening in or celebrating throughout our country, and those tuning in and or celebrating in other parts of the world, and wish you all a happy 46th anniversary celebration on behalf of the Government for National Unity and Transformation. Our nation has been created by God. We as a people have been created in his image. We are part of the body of Christ, the temple of his Holy Spirit, and the temple of the living God. Within each of us is God's indwelling spirit that will continue to guide our path as we work together to uplift, to unite, and to transform our country. The future of Solomon Islands is in our collective hands. Let us work together as one people, one nation, through the grace and power of our Almighty God, our Creator, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and the sustainer of life. Fellow Solomon Islanders, it is customary to recognize the contribution of individuals who unselfishly contributed to the good of society during Independence Day celebrations through the award of Independence Honors. I now have the honor of announcing the recipients of the 2024 46 Independence Honors and Awards as follows. Number 1, Cross of Solomon Islands, CSI, John Wong Abba, for his service to economic, commerce, and community development. Chief Richard Gething Tinoni, for his service to the government, church, and community development. Solomon Islands Medal Silver, Henry Luito Farodo, for services to the government, community, and sports in the field of soccer. Chief Moses Lawyer, for services to community development. Steve Mackay, for services to the Correctional Service of Solomon Islands. Ella Keru, for services in the Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs. Fellow citizens, to God be the glory, great things He has done and will continue to do for our beloved people and nation, Solomon Islands. We are one people, we are one nation, we are Solomon Islands. May God continue to bless each and every one of you today as you commemorate our 46th Independence Anniversary. Thank you all for coming and for listening from wherever you are. May God bless Solomon Islands from shore to shore. Thank you and happy 46th Independence Anniversary.
Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister, for that national address marking our 46th Independence Anniversary celebration this year. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you may proceed on with the medal presentation ceremony, and let me invite him, the Private Secretary to the Government House, Mr. Rockcliffe Ziza, for administering this one as the Commissioner of Police, by inviting His Excellency the Governor General for officiating the presentation of medals for respective recipients this year.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a privilege and honor for His Excellency to present the previous honors and awards for 2023 Independence Anniversary Honors and Awards on this occasion. The Distinguished Order of Solomon Islands, Cross of Solomon Islands, CSI, is awarded to Pastor Titus Rove for long and dedicated service to education, the church, government, and community development. Just a brief introduction. Pastor Titus Rove was born on 21st of August 1943. Now he is 81 years old, from Boro Village, Dovele, Vela La Vela, Western Province. Pastor Rove is an educationist, having been taught in schools for more than 40 years He was the first national principal of Betikama High School in 1986. In his teaching career, he taught both in the Solomon Islands and in Vanuatu. Through his long career as a teacher and pastor, many people who came across him are inspired in his character and attributes and qualities, and is well recognized in the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Solomon Islands. Your Excellency, I present to you Pastor Titus Rove. Thank you. Now the Solomon Islands Medal Bronze is awarded to Teresa Hetoa Ho for long and dedicated service to education in the field of teaching and community development. Ms. Teresa Hetoa Ho was born in 1963, now 61 years old, from Hauta Hevilis, Tarapaina, East Are Are, Malaita Province. She was in the teaching profession for more than 30 years and taught in Malaita Central and Guadalcanal provinces. Currently, she is the head of department in home economics at St. Joseph's Catholic Secondary School. Apart from her teaching career, she also involved in pastoral assistance and counsel to teachers, students, and communities. Your Excellency, I present to you Ms. Teresa Hetoa Ho. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the formalities on the presentation of previous honors and awards. Thank you.
That one now having concluding the presentation ceremony of the honors and awards for the respective recipients this year. And now, the parade commander, by him seeking permission from the police commissioner for the slow and quick march past.
And now the Royal Solomon Islands Police Commissioner invites His Excellency, Reverend David T. Wakapu, and the Prime Minister, Honorable Jeremiah Manele, to the dais for the march past.
Let us give a big round of applause for our parading platoons and color parties.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as we can see, our parade commander for today is Assistant Commissioner Simpson Pokeva. Second parade commander, Superintendent Derek Tonay. And our first platoon for today, approaching the dais, is commanded by Inspector Amos Mebune. Male platoon for the RSIPF. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand for our female platoon, commanded by Inspector Doreen Vire. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, approaching the dais are the color parties, commanded by Inspector Alan Super. Please give them a big round of applause. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in the green and white tunic, we have the Correctional Service of Solomon Islands female platoon, inspected by the Platoon Commander Martha Alabai. Please give them a big round of applause. Approaching the dais, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have our CSSI male platoon, commanded by Inspector David Newey. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our final platoon for today approaching the dais are the Honiara City Council Law Enforcement, commanded by Mr. Robert Madeo. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please give our law enforcers a big round of applause. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please give our platoons for today a big round of applause. The parade must have marched in slow and by break in quick time, followed by uniform groups, youth groups, cultural groups, and so forth. So very soon, by we hear 6 beats from the band's drum, by him beat him 6 beats, and from there about break into quick march. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please give our platoons today for a big round of applause. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, our RSIPF male platoon, commanded by David Quiro. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause for the RSIPF male platoon, commanded by Inspector Lorin Vaya. Kalapati, commanded by Inspector Alan Super, approaching the dais, as well as our CSSI platoons, both our male and female platoons, followed by our flag bearers, our maritime officers. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big round of applause. Looking good everywhere from our law enforcement officers from Honiara City Council. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, approaching the dais is our Boys and Girls Scout. In blues, we have our Girl Guides and Brownies. Please give them a big round of applause. Finally, we got our platoon for Pathfinders. Tana, everyone in greens. Please give them a big round of applause. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our formal parade for today. Please give our pathfinders a big round of applause.
Distinguished guests, let me give him one more big round of applause for the Platoon's Blimi and Kalapati. I'm sure you all are really enjoying the slow and quick march past, and that one too, let me conclude my parade official program Blimi for this morning. And now by the other segment law program Blimi is the entertainment component law program. To begin with him police band displays, to be followed by cultural entertainment. And soon by me inviting the Director of Culture Division, who am responsible for cultural entertainment component for this program, for him introducing the cultural entertainment Blimi for this afternoon. Now by me witnessing police band displays from the Royal Solomon Islands Police Force Band. And for your information, the Royal Solomon Islands Police Band have been honored for combined with him the Australian Defence Force members. Give them a big round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our RSIPF band display. Thank you so very much, the RSIPF band, for your display for our guests and general public. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now come to another part of our entertainment, and I shall invite Director of Culture and also a member of the 46th Independence Anniversary Committee, Mr. Dennis Marita, to introduce the display which we are about to witness. Thanks, Dennis.
Thank you very much, Modi, and happy 46th Independence Anniversary to everyone Lohielo Stadium and throughout the country. Ladies and gentlemen, give one more big hand for the police band. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to introduce a special performance by the youths of Honiara. Special thanks to the Wesley United Church youth for being part of this special performance this afternoon, including various cultural groups from representing our 9 provinces to be part of the celebrations this afternoon. There will be a special performance displaying the Solomon Islands national flag and the cultural diversity of this country. I now welcome all of you this afternoon to this special performance, and I hope that you will enjoy it. Please give a round of applause for the youths of Honiara and the various cultural groups representing our 9 provinces here in Honiara. In the entrance, you see 2 warriors entering the field to follow from Guaral Canal. They are part of the Pure Pure cultural group from the Weta Coast of Guaral Canal. These 2 gentlemen has just represented the country at the 13th Festival of Pacific Arts in Honolulu, Hawaii. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you the Solomon Islands national flag performance. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for USP Choir.
have Saleolo dancers in the front here from Isabel. We have Tasalao dancers from Malaita province. We have Vela dancers from Western province. We have the Lauru dancers. We have Central Islands dancers. We have Avaiki from Renbel. We have the Riimau dancers from Makira Ulao province. We have the Pure Pure from Coral Canal province. We have Gilbertese community here, as well as the Tabibaka group from Hikopia. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Isabel dancers. Welcome the Pele dancers from Temotu province. Please welcome the Gilbertese Kiribati community. Welcome the Tasalao dancers from Malaita province. Please welcome Vela dancers from Western province. Apologies. Lauru dancers from Choiseul province. Please welcome the Rimao dancers from Makira, Ulao Province. Now, ladies and gentlemen, give a big hand for the Avaiki dancers of Renal Belona. Ladies and gentlemen, now we welcome dancers from the Central Islands Province. Now we welcome dancers from the Western Province. Now give a big hand for the Tafi Waka from Picopia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now we have the flag dance. Everyone give a big hand for 46 years of independence of Solomon Islands.
when we come together? How do you feel when we have each other?
I see the reason to believe in you. But do you hear when the nation is our people and our land.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. So there you are, the performance by youth. Give one more big round of applause for the youths and the cultural groups. Thank you very much.
Wow, 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 wow. And my. Yumi na Yumi Yolketa. Message ya Yumi na Yumi. Hembar wa display now. Unity in diversity. This pala show, lo this pala morning. Where we include every cultural group from every province Yumi. This one we show me everyone we come today for enhance him. This pala unity where you may garem inside lo country this time, please. As you go back, reflect upon the message where you will look at the beginning display in front of our eyes by displaying the national flag, the symbol of our national unity. Thank you so very much, our youth, for your great and marvelous performance. Platoon for the audience, this time. Please give our youth another big round of applause. Our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the entertainment part for this program. But don't forget, another entertainment program will be at the Youth Hub, opposite the multi-purpose hall at Los in Tama area this afternoon. So be there and enjoy another show we have prepared for you. But for now, may I ask all of us to please rise on our feet. Ladies and gentlemen, I shall now announce the departure of our VIPs. And on this note, I would like to take the opportunity to announce the departure of His Excellency the Governor General, Reverend David Tiva Kapu and Madam Kapu, leave the parade ground. Please remain standing. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have now the pleasure and honor to announce to you the departure of the Prime Minister, Honorable Jeremiah Manele. I'm sorry for this announcement. I now announce the departure of the former Governor General, Sir David Venagi, GCMC, Knight of St. John. Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. I now announce the departure of the Prime Minister, Honorable Jeremiah Manele. Ladies and gentlemen, I now announce the departure of the Speaker of the National Parliament, Mr. Patterson John Oti and Madam Oti. Next, I now have the honor to announce the departure of Sir Albert Rocky Palmer, Honorable Chief Justice of Solomon Islands, and Lady Palmer. Ladies and gentlemen, I now announce the departure of the Attorney General, Mr. John Maria Jr. and Mrs. Maria. Next is the departure of Seeker Representative, Reverend Dr. Edward Kolohai and Mrs. Kolohai. Ladies and gentlemen, now I announce to you the departure of the Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Ezekiel Wabe Jr. and Mrs. Wabe. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I announce the departure of the Lord Mayor of Honiara City, Edward Siapu. And to all our invited guests and members of the public, thank you so very much for your presence this morning. We hope you've enjoyed the program this morning, and we wish you all the best. And may you all have a beautiful and lovely and enjoyable 46th Independence Anniversary celebrations. Thank you so very much.